She's getting it together, guys and ladies. Okay. Welcome to the Bold Like Esther challenge. Yo, this is exciting. I'm excited. This is my first month-long challenge that we are having, and it will be the first of many because God got me on an assignment right now, and I am not going to disobey his orders. So, but thank you all for joining, whether you're watching live or whether you're in and out, whether you are watching the playback. Welcome. Thank you for joining. And I'm just so glad that you're here. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Tammy Capri. I am the Mompreneur mentor, and I help moms learn and understand what their purpose is and turn it into a profitable income business and brand, literally getting paid off of your purpose. I wrote a book about it. It's called Purpose Got Me Paid. If you haven't gotten already, it is amazing. It's an amazing book. This link will be in the comment if you want to grab it. But let's jump right into it. This Bold Like Esther challenge. The purpose of this challenge is to really gather the troops, gather the women, and to really stop living in fear and showing up in a purposeful way, showing up in a bold way, so that way we can become the people that we need to be to fulfill the assignments that God has for us, to fulfill the assignments that we were actually created for. What happens a lot of the time is we get scared to start that business. We get scared to go to school. We get scared to do all of the things, the wonderful things that God has created us to do out of fear. Out of fear. And if we had the community, if we had the people that surround us, if we had the mindset to do the bold things, if we had the courage to do it, there's no doubt in my mind that we would be unstoppable. We would be unstoppable. So that's what this month is about, really gathering the boldness to do what we have to do, become who we have to become, and fulfill our life's desires, our goals, and most importantly, our mission, right? And he led me to the book of Esther, and I was actually speaking with someone shortly before this challenge even came about. I was speaking to someone about the Bible, and we were talking about our favorite books of the Bible, and she said mine is Esther, and I said I've never I have never read Esther, don't know much about her story. And as I began to study her, I understood why God led me to Esther. I understood why. And we are going to break down that this month. We are going to get into the book of Esther. So if you are ready, let's go. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe this stream so you don't miss any future streams. And if you would, just quickly bow your head with me in a moment of prayer. Father God, thank you for this moment. Thank you for alignment, for every woman that showed up today. Please just quiet the noise, quiet the pressure, and quiet us enough to help us see us clearly, to help us and teach us and to be present in the spaces that you have us currently in now in our lives, and to open our hearts and our minds to receive what you want us to do in this day and in this month. Allow every woman under the sound of my voice receive what she needs from you today, and I ask you to use me, use my words, use this lesson, and in Jesus' name I do pray. Amen. Amen. All right. So, why is this month important? I did go over that briefly. And if you're just coming in, welcome. But we're starting at the very beginning because that's where everything has to start. Like, we have so many people we look up to, but I thought it would be amazing to highlight some of the powerful women in the Bible, especially at a time where we had no word still, we had no voice still. They did not respect women at all. I thought it was important to highlight how we still had to show up in a certain light and how we still, put it all on the line essentially to do what we need to do to fulfill an assignment. So, Esther, here we go. And let's break down chapter 1. And I do have with me the King James Version and the Easy Read version of Esther. I am an easy read girly all day, so I can understand it. So here we go. So in chapters 1 and 2 of Esther, now chapter 1 is where the positioning really began. Like, Esther is not even mentioned in chapter 1. It's not really about her. It's about how God was setting the tone for her and how she became to reign as queen. So King Azarus, am I saying that right? King Azarus, and if I'm not, I do apologize again. I will butcher these names for sure. But he was the king, and Queen Vashti was the ruler at that time, right? So as he is throwing this elaborate party, like, he's very powerful. He's the ruler. He is financially wealthy. Everything looks good on the outside. He's wealthy, has influence, the control, like, it's all there, from what I gather. And again, Queen Vashti, she's the queen at the time. And what I don't understand, and I guess I do understand, but I don't understand, but the Bible doesn't really break it down, but it gives us the open mind. We have to use our open mind to kind of fill in the blanks. And from what I understand is she was dethroned. Queen Vashti was dethroned. Why was she dethroned? Because at this party that he threw, at this celebration that he threw, he called for her and she did not come. She refused to come to him. And because of that, he took her position away. She was dethroned. Something that simple. Something that simple. It doesn't give much context around that, but something that simple. But that just tells me how little power a queen really had back then. We had the name, we had the status because of who the man was, because of who the king was, but we had no real power. It was literally off with her head because she didn't comply with what he wanted her to do, which was simply to come. Now, I know I would have been, I'd lost my life back then. Um, Being who I am now, not to say that I don't comply or I'm not submissive in certain things, but it's just a whole different time. And it just opened my eyes to make me grateful to the time that I'm living in now. Because we do have the freedom of speech and we do have levels of power and control. But I bring this up to say, look at the circumstances that she had to rule in, right? She had no power whatsoever. And jumping a little bit ahead, I'm not going to stay a little bit ahead, but I want to bring this to the light is why Esther's boldness is important, because she could have literally lost her life for going up against the king. You see a king just dethroned Queen Vashti simply by not listening to a command. Imagine a woman trying to change his mind or trying to go at him or trying to speak her voice and trying to stand up for people. You can literally lose your life. That has to have a level of boldness and faith in God. That has to have a level of that level of boldness. I'm willing to die. I'm willing to speak up. I'm willing to be reprimanded. I'm willing to take whatever consequence comes with me being bold and in this moment, right? So I wanted just to paint that picture for you as to why she is considered one of the boldest women in the Bible. So, all right, so Queen Vashti is dethroned. Her position is removed. Now, her refusal and her removal creates the vacancy that needs to be filled. This is the positioning that's being staged. This is the setting. This is the beginning of it. Something had to happen in order for someone else to come into play. In order for someone else, Esther, to come into play. And this is the positioning before. This is why this is what we don't see. We think that the setbacks that happen in our lives, we think that they're all bad in the moment. It's not good in the moment. And now that it's making me think in real time, I want to know what happened to Queen Vashti. I want to look into her story next. And I'm literally just thinking of this right now. I'm gonna go back and do that. Maybe we'll do her in March. I had another one in mind. I don't know, but it's making me curious about Queen Vashti now. But she was dethroned, and something had to happen in order for the next thing to begin, the next queen to reign, which was Esther. Esther does come in play in chapter 2, where we learn her backstory. We learn that she was an orphan. She wasn't privileged at all. She didn't come up in royalty. She didn't come up in a time where she had money. She was raised by her cousin Mordecai. So she didn't have any family. She didn't know what being a queen even consisted of. She didn't know anything but survival, essentially. And then the Bible doesn't give us all of the details about her childhood, but just again, using your imagination, using your common sense, and just using that and just picturing how orphans are now, how people that are in survival are stealing and killing and robbing and doing what they have to do to survive now. That's how I picture it. That's how I picture it. And these are the people that think that they look at people like Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey and successful people, and not even people of that level, just the everyday people that decided to turn their business into something real and succeed at it. The people that are stuck in this survival world are looking at these people like, that could never be me. I would never be in that position, right? But God always has his own plan. This is why we don't choose our assignments. We don't choose who we become, right? We just know that there's something that's attached to our name. And when it's placed in front of us, then we'll know. Then we will know. So it does talk about, again, her being an orphan and her not having family, but just her having a cousin that was able to help her navigate through her life and take her in and take care of her was definitely a blessing. Losing your parents can change you, I can imagine. Thank God I have not experienced losing either one of my parents, but to take a loss overall and to be so young and to try to figure out life, that is where Esther is. That is where Esther is. And again, being raised by someone else, it will shape you. It will shape you in a way where you have to learn how to take care of yourself, where you may not have those motherly and fatherly inputs and downputs, because you're just trying to get it the way you can, the best that you can. And that was young Esther. So when I look at Esther's life, I don't just see the underdog. And I love stories that turn out like that. I don't just see the underdog. I actually saw the queendom in her as I'm reading about her. As I'm learning about her, it was the perfect setup, because now she knows what it feels like to be at the bottom. She knows what it feels like to be rock bottom. She can truly help the ones that are at rock bottom when she's at the top. Do y'all see what's happening here? She can truly help the ones. Have you ever been on a job or had a job and you had a manager who came right into a hierarchy position, who came right into upper management, who came right into the top position and didn't know what went down on the floor, did not know what went down behind closed doors, did not know how to mop the floor, did not know how to build the floor, did not know how to package the bag, did not know how to greet the customers, or never had that experience, right? They just come in at the top and they forget how hard it is at the bottom. So there's no compassion. There's no real advocacy, right? This is why I saw the leader in Esther before, like, she even became queen, because they make the best leaders. And this is how your purpose start to position you. This is how your purpose start to position you. Everything that you go through in life is meant to build you up, to become the person that's going to turn back and help the people that need the help, the same kind of help that you had, that you needed. Same kind of help that you needed. And this is why I was able to identify her as a queen before she even took throne. Right? I seen a woman who learned to adapt how to lead and appreciated where she was. Appreciated where she was. So now the king is looking for a new queen. After he dethrones Queen Vashti, he's looking for the next queen. Mordecai took Esther to this event. This is how he meets Esther. This is how King Ahasuerus meets Esther. Her cousin has taken her to this event. Ooh. Okay. And there's a lot of women there. There's a lot of women, and I don't know why, and forgive me, Lord. I'm getting Diddy Party vibes. I don't know why. I don't know why. It doesn't say that in the Bible, but I get that vibe, like the powerful men. And I can imagine how the women feel at a time like that. Almost like you're just standing in a line waiting to be picked out. And it had to be a horrible feeling. I don't want to make it seem like this party was extravagant. I don't know. As you're reading the book of Esther, comment below if you read it already, or if you're reading it now. Come back and comment later. What was your perception of it? What was your perception of this party that they were describing? But I was getting very much Diddy Party vibes. But either way, Esther was taken into this process. She was there amongst the other women. And Esther did what she was told. She didn't resist. She didn't complain. She didn't announce herself. She was just there. And she follows instructions throughout this party. She listens and she moves through this process seamlessly. Seamlessly, like the woman that they expected her to be, like the woman that they expected most women to be back then. And this is so sad. I'm so glad. Like, the times are, and if you look closely to the things that are unfolding now in real time, times have not changed that much, right? Like, women are doing a lot now. We are leading households. We are making our own money. We are independent. We're doing all of those things. But some women are still finding themselves in cycles of this toxic, horrific experience where they are devalued, where they don't know who they are, where they are taken advantage of, and they don't have a voice by powerful people. It is happening now. And unfortunately, like, we are going to even learn even deeper of how these women been taken advantage of through these Epstein files that's being, put out there. And that's a whole nother story. But just see how, like, history repeats. History repeats. And even in the Bible. Now, again, I'm not claiming that to be the level of that event that King Ahasuerus has thrown, but I'm getting pretty much Diddy Party vibes. And I'm going to leave it there. But nonetheless, she was chosen. She didn't know what she was fully being prepared for. She didn't know what the assignment was going to fully entail. She was just being obedient to what her cousin was telling her to do. So the Bible does tell us that Esther goes through this preparation, and she receives the guidance, and through receiving the guidance and through being obedient, she's shown her favor with King Ahasuerus. And what happened was Mordecai overheard some of Ahasuerus' people plotting to kill him. Mordecai overheard the king's people plotting to kill the king. He told Esther this news, and Esther in turn told the king. So that showed favor, and he showed favor because of that. And she was the one selected. That simple act of loyalty got her into position. Now, I say that to also say that was preparing for her position as well. Because had she not been that person to be loyal enough to share that, because they could have very well went along with the killing of the king, or not went along with it, but not said anything about it, or not believed it, right? But Mordecai and his interior motive, it doesn't say this in the Bible, but this is what I get from it too. His ulterior motive, he would not benefit from the king being dead because his cousin wouldn't become the queen. His cousin would not become the queen if King Ahasuerus died. So it benefited him more. I gotta get my charger. My computer's about to die. It benefited him more to have King Ahasuerus alive than to have him die. So ultimately, Mordecai, little sneaky Mordecai, with his own agenda, had a reason to keep the king alive. But yet and still, that was all the preparation. All of these things had to happen for Esther to become the queen, right? And these things matter. Oh, wait, sorry, just move this over here. My cord is just all in the way. I need to get a extra battery for my laptop. This thing be going dead a lot now. I think that's battery dying. But these things have to happen in order for you to okay, when bad things happen or when events happen, we're not understanding why they're happening at the time that they're happening. We're not understanding why, God has taken us through these measures or through these things until the assignment shows up, until the task is there. And then it's the aha moment, like, oh, this is why he wanted me here. This is why this person had to die. This is why this person had to lose their job. This is why he had to remove me from this household. This is why I was homeless all of these years. We never know until we're faced with that aha moment of the answer. I have to be in this place, in this time to receive my assignment. And I have to carry out the assignment to help who I'm supposed to help, to receive the grace, to receive his mercy, to receive the overflow, right? So everything happens for a reason. So that whole event, that whole party, that whole fiesta, that whole dethroning of Vashti, and it was quick, it happened right then and there. All of that was preparation for Esther. And her character, Esther's character, even after becoming queen, she stays grounded, right? When Mordecai tells her that the king is being plotted up against, I think that was her true self. Meaning, I don't think that, and it doesn't say it in the Bible, but I don't think that Esther was this malicious person, even though she grew up in survival, even though she was an orphan. I don't think she had that malicious intent anyway, right? So I think that that was her true self, like telling the king, "Hey, these people, your people, are plotting to kill you." I think that was her anyway. I get the sense that Mordecai had more of a agenda than she did at that time. Because again, remember, she still doesn't really know what's going on or really understand it. Like, she knows that she's there. She knows that he's the king. But to really understand what's happening, I still didn't really get the sense that she know. Later on in the chapter, yes, we're going to touch more on it, but we're only touching chapters 1 and 2 of Esther right now. So that's basically where the first 2 chapters start and stop. Again, there is a lot, and what I've learned about the Bible is that there's a lot of verbiage that says minimal. So I like to just go ahead and read it and then put it into my own words, because the full 2 chapters was literally showing that. And if you picked up anything from the first 2 chapters, you can definitely drop it in a comment or tag me of what you learned. But yeah, but that's what's setting the tone for today's lesson and positioning our purpose. Now we are going to get into the nitty gritty. Thank you for that quick word, Father God. Thank you for that backstory of Esther and how we position ourselves for purpose. And over this next hour, we are going to be talking about how we prepare right now to get positioned for a purpose, for our lives, and for our assignments. And I am going to go over my 10 ways for you to actively accept being positioned on purpose. Y'all ready? Get ready, because I'm ready. I am ready. Number one, again, if you're not taking notes, you can take some notes. The replay will be here on the YouTube channel, but take some notes and let's dive in. Number one, the first thing that you must do to actively accept being positioned on purpose by God is to accept where you are right now in life without trashing it, without ishing on it, without talking down on it. And I don't mean not feel it, right? I don't mean don't go through the emotions. I don't mean don't feel that pain. Some of us are in crazy circumstances right now. When life hit, baby, it hits. It hits. And I know firsthand how hard life throws a punch. But it's very important that we don't trash this season. And what do I mean by trash? Before Esther was ever understood, or she ever understood her purpose, she accepted her placement. She accepted the fact that she was an orphan. She accepted the fact that she didn't come from money. She accepted the fact that her parents were dead. She accepted who she was, right? Never felt sorry for herself. It doesn't say that in here, but I don't get that sense. She didn't feel sorry for herself or questioning all the time, why am I going through this? Or I can't do, or like she wasn't trashing that season of her, where she was in that moment. And it's very important to do that, because if you keep talking down on your season, you'll never respect it enough to work out of it. You'll never respect it. And the people that you're called to help, they're never going to respect it. They're never going to respect it. You have to honor where you are, good, bad, or indifferent. And yes, it can be hard. It can be absolutely hard to honor where you are. And most people, I know y'all like to call them the super saved people, but most people say it all the time, and they're not real about the struggle it is to honor where you are. Because sometimes I'm not happy about being on the edge. I'm not happy about not being able to pay my bills. I'm not happy about the lights being cut off. I'm not happy about not being able to feed my kids. I'm not happy about working a job that I don't want to be there. I'm not happy about being in a relationship where I'm getting beat on. You know, everybody's circumstances is different. And no, we're not always happy. And sometimes, yes, we question God. Sometimes, yes, we do. We do. It doesn't make you bad. It makes you human. It makes you human. But also understanding that season where you are is for a purpose. It is for a purpose. And this is why, again, number one, thank you if you're just joining. Accept where you are without trashing it. Accept where you are without trashing it. Stop calling your current life just something that you're getting through. Oh, it's just life. Oh, this is just happening. Oh, I'm just surviving. Oh, I'm just this. No, positioning starts with respecting where you are. I promise you, the moment you begin to respect where you are, the moment you begin to honor where you are and understand this season, the quicker you'll get it. The quicker you'll begin to build yourself out of it. The quicker you begin to put yourself into places and stepping into rooms like this one, right? It takes courage to even come to and watch and show up to something that's called Bold Like Esther, when we know we haven't been bold our entire lives, but something clicks in you that now is the time to change. Now is the time for change. Why? Because my fear is speaking louder than anything else right now. My pain is speaking louder than anything else right now. And something has got to change. Something has got to change. God, what has to change? Make me bold enough to change out of this situation. When you respect where you are, that's what begins to happen. That's the shift that begins to happen inside of you. If you just joined, welcome. Number two, the number two thing that you must do to start accepting you being prepared for positioning is create small habits that support who you're becoming. The small habits that support who you see yourself as, not the things that you used to do. If you were a person that were already getting out of bed, making your bed and cleaning your room, and wonderful. That's where you are now. Let's add on to that. Who am I becoming? Who is God stretching me to be? What is he calling me to do? And what does that look like? Right? What habits does that person do every day? What habits can I create? Right? The big purpose, your big purpose requires small habits. The small habits help us with consistency, and habits help us to see the wins, and it gives us the encouragement to keep going. And challenge yourself when you're creating these habits. Like, don't just do the surface level habits. I want to get to a certain weight goal, right? Small habits. Yeah, I have the other habits of going to the gym and working out and eating right, but some small habits may be to get dressed every single day, to buy a certain color of clothing, right? To buy a certain style of shoe. Why? Because that's giving me more of the appearance and the confidence to make me want to achieve this goal of losing weight even more. Because I can see how it's starting to shape out. I can see how my body is changing. I can see how my habits, my mind, and I can see how it affect my kids, right? Like, just small habits. What do you do daily that is more important than what you plan occasionally? What do you do daily? What you do daily? What do you do on a daily? Think about it. Think about it. What do you do on a daily? Every single day. What habits? Your small habits are going to create your big wins. They're going to create your big wins. And they're also going to set the tone and the presence of who you are. Because when people see that, you're going to begin to motivate people in a way that you can never imagine. You won't even be able to see how you're affecting people. But just knowing your small habits are going to benefit you. The small habits that you do. I encourage you to do that. Number three, clean your physical space. That's a big one. Clean your physical space. I get the most, I feel like I get I'm not going to claim depression at all, but I get the most frustrated faster when my car is not vacuumed out, when my house is a mess, when my room is not straight. And I'm not perfect by all means. Like, I will throw something in a corner quick, fast, in a hurry, but I will. I've created the habit to pick up things in my room, to just to declutter things, because I find that when my house is in order, that distraction of me frustrated because the house is not clean is no longer there. It's no longer there, if that's making sense. When I find that my house is clean, I don't get frustrated as quickly, right? I'm able to think clearly, and it's weird. It's weird that, like, even when I'm out and about, like, it sets the tone for my day. When I leave my house, my bed has to be made. My bed has to be made. I don't care if it's something in the corner of the room. I don't care if I didn't pick up a piece of trash or paper off the floor. My bed has to be made. And if it's not made, it sets the tone for the day. I feel chaotic throughout the whole day. I feel behind. I feel rushed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's weird. And that was a habit that I started a long time ago, right? But I do know that, clutter clouds your discernment. I do believe that. So make sure your physical spaces are clean and clutter free to the point. And you'll be surprised how much that affects your way of thinking, how much it affects your motivation. Right. Because if God is preparing you for more, your space have to be able to hold it, not just in the literal sense, but physically able to hold it. Right. You could be blessed with something that you have to store in your home, equipment, like if you're starting a business or whatever the case is. Right. But mentally clutter free. Right. You can't hold anything else that God places on you if you're not mentally clutter free. Number 4, remove unnecessary clutter from your life. Now, this is the unnecessary clutter. Some of the clutter is necessary. We just have to organize it. We have to clean it up. We have to put it in its rightful place, right? We have to put it away until we're ready for it. But there is a lot of unnecessary clutter. And baby, this one, stop carrying the weight of the world. Stop putting all the pressure on you to handle everybody's problem. That is the unnecessary chaos, the unnecessary noise, the unnecessary clutter, right? Esther, she didn't carry the extra baggage of anybody else, not even Mordecai's. Not yet, not even Mordecai's. She didn't carry the extra baggage. She was very go with the flow. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to do it. Go with the flow. Whatever you need of me, I'm going to do it. Right? But having that mentality allowed her to, again, step into her role as queen, to fully step into her role as queen. She wasn't worried about anything else. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm focused. I'm tunnel vision. Getting rid of that unnecessary clutter from your life is going to help you to do that. It's going to help you to check off those task lists that you had in your book for the last 3 months. It's going to help you stop restarting the same goal that you've been starting for the last year. It's going to help you actually start to take the steps to get to the goal. It's going to actually help you to revise or write down the steps that you need to get to the goal. That's what the clutter-free calling me while I'm on live. Y'all see me on live. Stop calling me. That's what's going to actually help you get positioned for your assignment by removing the unnecessary clutter from your life. I refuse to go into this year, the remainder of this year, carrying stuff that does not benefit me, that does not help me move the needle, that does not help me get to my end goal. I don't have the capacity or the time for any of that right now. Any of that right now. Removing the unnecessary clutter from your life. Number five, you need to learn how to be quiet without being passive. Ladies, this is a big one. And this is one that I actively practice today, because I used to associate not speaking with passiveness. And then I became like super hyper aggressive, which didn't fit me at all either, right? I had to find the balance, the middle ground with being passive and aggressive, with being outspoken and being quiet. Because when you're a woman, when you're too quiet, they'll try to get over you. They think you soft, they think you sweet. When you're too aggressive, oh, you're trying to be the man in it. Oh, you're trying to be the boss, so you don't want to listen, or you're angry, this angry black woman. Oh my gosh, I hate that. I hate when people say the angry black woman. When you have an opinion, when you have your own thought process, and when you get passionate about something, you become the angry black woman. But I had to learn how to be quiet enough to observe, right? to be graceful without being passive, to be stern, 10 toes down in my own beliefs, and still be pleasant. Right? I had to learn that. I had to learn how to just listen and observe. Move in silence sometimes. Everything is not for everybody to know or to understand. Just the same as everything that people know and understand still does not define you. I had to learn that. That is a big one. Learn how to be quiet without being passive. You will definitely start to see how God is shaping your environment. You will definitely start to see how He's moving the pieces around. If you just be quiet and watch. Be quiet and watch. Where are we at? We're on number 6. Number 6. Follow instructions even when you don't understand it. That was that mouth I said I had earlier. When I said I probably would have been going way faster than Queen Vashti, because some instructions, especially coming from a man, oh baby, it was a heck no, absolutely not, no, 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 no. But following the instructions even when you don't want to understand it, I think that plays a huge part into our entitlement. It plays a huge part, and it shows how entitled we are, especially when it comes to God, right? He gives an instruction, and because we don't understand it, we don't follow it. He shows you what we're supposed to do. He gives the instruction. He lays it out right in here. But because we don't understand it, we don't abide by it. Or we're asking, well, why this? Or why that? Some things are not going to come with an explanation. Some things are not going to come, like with a full layout, a full onboarding of how you're supposed to do it. It's not going to happen that way. But when God says move, you have to move without that understanding. You have to be able to trust and have faith. And for one, you can't say you believe in God, and you can't say that you're God fearing and you're a woman of faith if you don't have it. You know what I mean? And what that looks like is moving without understanding, moving when it's scary, moving when not knowing what's on the next side of the door. But that is a crucial part of allowing Him to prepare you to get into position, following your instruction even when you don't understand it. Esther followed the process. She didn't know what was going on. Her cousin said, let's go to this party. I'm going to go. He said, go tell the king they about to kill him. Okay, I'm going to go tell him. She became queen. Okay, I'm queen now. Like, moving without the instruction. It's hard to do for some of us. It's hard to do for some of us. But just know that your obedience doesn't require clarity. God don't care about you being clear. He said, do it. He said, do it. I saw a live stream the other day with Tiffany Montgomery, and she was telling everybody to pray for Trump. Telling everybody to pray for Trump. My first thought was, I ain't praying for that man. And then she instantly got me together. I said, well, she must have heard me. She must have heard me, God. God said, no, you are going to get it together. Who are you to say, if God said to pray for everybody, who are you to say, oh, I ain't praying for this person? Who are you to say, whether you like him or not? She said, you ain't got to like this man to pray for him. And you know what? She is absolutely right. She is absolutely right. So since then, that man been in my prayers. No matter how much I hate what he's doing to us right now, doing to this country, who he is, and I know he's the Antichrist, he's in my prayers. Since then, he's been in my prayer. God don't need my understanding. He don't need my clarity, but he needs my obedience. He needs my obedience. And I want to be obedient. Because listen, obedience has brought me out of my darkest times, right? I'm here because of him. I have what I have because of him. I am here teaching because I know how important it is for me to reach the people that I'm connected to, because somebody needs this right now. Somebody needs this right now. And God is a faithful God. God is a faithful God. And every time Every time I think I'm about to lose, that win show up. That win show up. It ain't because I'm lucky. It ain't because I got the secret code. Well, I do got the secret code because I'm in my word. That's the key right there. That's the key. That's it right there. But it's not because I'm lucky. It's because I am in a season of my life where I am putting obedience before my own pleasure, before my own flesh, y'all. I done got into fasting. Like, this was never me years ago. This was not the Tamika or Tammy or whoever you know me to be. This was not me years ago. This was not letting go of that old version, letting go of who I used to be, and really allowing God to stretch and use you. It requires you to move. It requires you to move without understanding it. Number seven, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, not just here and there, but like on a consistent basis. Moms, we get into the role of motherhood so much that we forget that we have our own identity outside of motherhood. We forget that we are women first. We forget that we are children of God first. We forget that we have talents. We can sing, we can dance, we can cook, we can act, right? We can speak. Like, there's so many things that God put in us that we are supposed to be using for his kingdom. But we get so wrapped up in motherhood that we forget about us. We forget to train those skills. We forget to just, not even just the skills, but just us, our appearance. Like, it feels like a test sometimes to get up and get dressed and put makeup on. Like, I don't do that every day. But it's a part of taking care of yourself, not just the exterior, but the interior. I saw another post. Oh my gosh, this wasn't about moms, but it was about men. Kevin on stage, he posted that he went and took his annual physical, and then a whole bunch of men started chiming in. He said something like, I went and got my annual physical today. Black men, make sure you're seeing a doctor. Make sure whatever he said. I don't remember verbatim, but then the black men started like chiming in, like, "Oh no, all you gotta do is go to the go exercise and eat healthy." And one guy said, "Oh no, they thought he had like a rectal exam or something." And Kev got somebody stuck something up his behind, and now he wants us to join them. Like, they were making fun of him, or basically saying that they don't go to the doctors regularly. That's a part of taking care of you. That's a part of knowing what's going on inside of you. That's a part of it. Not just your physical health, not just your mental health, your overall health. Self-care is a form of taking care of yourself. If you got to take 5 minutes a day, if all you got is 5 minutes a day, you take that 5 minutes a day and you have it for you, completely for you. If you're not in a position to go get your nails done or your hair done every 2 weeks, start learning to do it yourself. That is a part of taking care of you. That is a part of nurturing you. We nurture everybody else. We nurture everybody else, the world. We put the world on our shoulders. But taking care of yourself consistently is going to create that momentum. Preparation includes stewardship of your body and of your mind. Learn how to steward these. Learn how to steward what God has already given you, because you won't be able to handle the abundance of everything if you're fumbling what he gave you now. Don't wait too long to go to the doctors to get your checkup. Don't wait too long to go to the dentist to get your cleanings. Don't wait too long to go get a massage. Don't wait too long to enjoy a meal by yourself. You don't have to wait until you have the extra money. Go and do it. Take yourself on a date. Ladies, pour into yourself. Pour into yourself. I rave about pouring into myself. I shout about it. I'm proud to pour into myself. I do it all the time. You can't stop me from doing it. I love myself. But I also know that if I'm not well, I won't be able to carry the torch. The mantle will break. The mantle will fall if I'm not well. So that brings us to number 8. Oh, we got through this list quickly. Number 8, pay attention to where you have favor. Pay attention to where you have favor. What does that mean? In the book of Esther, Esther noticed where her favor flowed, right? She knew that by being loyal to him, that's what he favored, right? So she understood, okay, he was happy when I did this. Understand where the good happens in your life, not just in your life, but in your business. Understand and pay attention to where your favor is flowing. If you had a sale in your business recently, what was working, right? If you did a live stream or a course and a lot of people gave you feedback, what were they saying? What were the good things? Understand what's being favored and then 10x that. Double down on that. It's not always about trying to start a new thing or doing a new idea or throwing everything that you worked on away, but start leaning in to the favorable areas of your life, to the favorable areas of what you're experiencing. This is how you do the research. This is how you get, honestly, your next step. Okay, so if you love this series, I can get feedback on the month series, right? If someone tells me about, not someone, but if enough people say, hey Tammy, I think that you should do this series, but it should be longer. If I'm hearing that it wasn't long enough or I should touch on more things, I'm going to take that into consideration. That's where favor is being shown, right? I'm going to take that into consideration. I'm going to implement it next time. Or if I'm hearing that, Tammy, hey, this worked, but I had to catch the replay, 1 p.m. didn't work, I'm going to do a different time next time. I'm not going to keep doing the same thing because I can't be prepared to be in position. Because if a lot of my people tell me that 1 o'clock does not work for the series and I keep doing it at 1 and they keep missing it or not there on live or, like, how am I being positioned? How am I being prepared for my bigger position if I'm still doing what's not working? I have to do what's being favored. I have to do what's being favored. So pay attention to that. Favor is directional. Favor is your MapQuest, or not MapQuest. We don't even use MapQuest no more. I'm aging myself. We use Apple Maps or Google Maps or whatever it is. But that is favor. Favor is your GPS. Right? It shows where your alignment already exists. It shows what's already gravitating to you. And what's gravitating to you, once you see where the favor is gravitating to you in your business, in your life, and in motherhood, double down on that. Do it again and again and again and again and again and again. That's how your content go viral. That's how your content go viral. And if you joined this challenge at the mastery level, when we do our meeting on Wednesday, we're actually going to be talking about the messaging in your content to help you reach those people. I done had all of my posts. I got a post that's about to hit 5.6 million, another one that's about to hit 1.2 million, another that's about to hit 3 million. And these are recent posts. Like these are recent. I've used the same strategy over and over and over again to reach moms, to sell my book, right? This is because I'm leaning into the favor of what's working. So favor is directional. Write that down. Favor is directional. Pay attention to where you have favor. Number 9. We got two more. Number 9. Protect your integrity in small moments. Ooh, that's a big one. That is a big one. Protect your integrity in small moments. Tammy, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, in the book of Esther, right? So she honored Mordecai and she honored the king. And we went over how she honored them. Why did she honor Mordecai, her cousin? Because he took care of her. She was the orphan. She didn't have anybody. So that's an honorable thing to do, to take care of someone, especially when you don't have to. Because baby, another mouth to feed. Whoo, especially now. Whoo. That is an honorable act. That is an honorable thing to do, right? And the king honored her because she was loyal. She was loyal by giving him that message, right? But integrity builds authority before your title even show up. So you have to honor and protect your integrity. Who you are in the dark is who they will see in the light eventually. So if your integrity and your morals are out of tack or thrown off or are out of whack, baby, you better get in it. You better get in it. Because look what's happening to Diddy right now. Look what's happening to Jay-Z. Look what's happening to all these people that's coming out in the Epstein file because they did not honor their integrity. They did not protect their integrity. They were doing some wicked things behind closed doors. And when God gave them that blessing of, because God still gave them that blessing, these platforms, that wasn't man-made. That wasn't man-made. But he gave all these people platforms, and now what's coming out? Ooh, baby, everything is coming out in the light. Everything is coming out in the light. And that has to be a feeling. Like, I'm not celebrating that at all, but I'm just saying how God will show. God will show, or you, not even God, you will show who you are. Because what's done in the dark will come to light. And we heard that when we were kids. But right now is the exact moment we're seeing it unfold in real time. So your integrity, who you are when the doors are closed. Are you truly praying? Are you truly in your word? Are you giving without having to publicize it all the time? Are you speaking life into people? Are you doing what you got to do? Are you representing God how you're supposed to be representing in the dark? Are you checking yourself when you're not? That's what truly matters, not when people are seeing it. Protect your integrity. Protect it. That is a for surefire way that you're preparing for the positioning. Because once you're in position, I guarantee you there's going to be someone out of the woodworks trying to bring up the old version of you. There's going to be someone out in the woodworks trying to say what you used to did and this ain't you and this, that, and the third and bring up everything. But guess what? You can only feed and fuel that notion if you're not living your life right now. If you're not living correctly now, if you don't have any morals, and if you're willing to sell your soul, if you're willing to do whatever to get ahead, if you're willing to laugh and joke about the next person's downfall, if you're willing to go up to a stranger and look down on them because they don't have what they have, if you're doing all of that, you will lose all of the blessings that he give you, and you'll be the cause of your own demise. So protect your integrity. Protect your integrity. And last but not least, thank y'all if y'all here with me. If y'all still here with me, thank y'all. It's the Bold Like Esther challenge. Last but not least, adjust how you carry yourself. Adjust how you see yourself. Adjust how you move. Because you are no longer, once you're aware, right? Once you have the vision, once he show you the vision, once he give you the marching orders, and once you read this for yourself and start understanding what we're supposed to be doing, there's no more excuses. There is no more excuses of, I have the old me to be a crutch, or I'm hiding behind the fact that I didn't have it all growing up, so I'm using it as an excuse. We can't hide behind that. Because once you know better, you have to do better. If you ain't do better, that's all on you. That's all. Yep. Destiny just said that. When you know better, you do better. Absolutely. And it's all on you. So you have to start adjusting how you carry yourself. And what does that look like? It includes the people you hang around. It includes the things that you do. It includes the things that you say, how you look walking out of this house, right? It includes leaving people better than how you found them, even in a small way. Whether it's through speaking to them, leaving them with money, feeding them, clothing them, like adjust how you carry yourself. Nobody will ever come to me and say that I made them feel bad intentionally. And if they do, we're going to address it right then and there. We're going to talk about it. We're going to make it right, because that's absolutely not how I carry myself. That's absolutely not how I carry myself. I think highly of myself now. And it took a lot to get here. It's going to take a lot for you if you're watching. It's going to take a lot for you to get to where you need to be as well. But it all starts with being bold and showing up in this moment of boldness, showing up right now in 2026. Because as I said when I started off, we are no longer in an era where we can just sit back and wait. faith without works is dead. My pastor was literally just talking about that today. Faith without works is dead. It's okay to have faith. It's okay to wait for God and stand still and listen and do all of these things. But the moment you get that breather, you got to move your feet. And it all starts with us. It all starts with self. It all starts with being bold enough and courageous enough to move, even when we don't understand, even when we don't see it, even when we're scared. That's where it's all starting. And I want you to make sure that you're holding another woman to the same level of accountability that you will hold yourself. That's important because we will set these standards for us. Share it with your sister. Share it with someone who don't understand. Share it with someone who needs that. Pull them in. Share this series with them. Share this series with 5 other moms, other women. Invite them on to next week's live stream. Invite them to this replay. That's where it starts. That's where it starts. We do this for each other. Each one teach one. So you have the 10 tips that the 10 ways that I believe God is preparing, how we can begin to accept God preparing us for a position, for an assignment. And again, all 10 reflect on us. It starts with us. That I am, listen, we got so much going on this week. I'm excited. And I want to tell you about that. So if you are at the mastery level, well, you already know you have your agenda for this week. I will see you on Tuesday, and I'll be back on live this Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we're going to do a midweek check-in with everyone on the Bold Like Esther Challenge. Today, day 1, we do have our daily bold moves. And if you did not get that email, that means you did not sign up. The reason I asked you to sign up, and then please share this with anyone you invite to this challenge, is not just about sharing the live to the challenge, right? It's not just about sharing the link to the live, but to actually be an active participant, whether you're at the at this level or at the mastery level. But sign up so you can get the emails that come to you with the updates, with the daily prompts, with the challenges. Like I said, I've been saying all over, this will not just be an average Bible study. Your obedience and showing up is wonderful, but I'm going to need you to understand how obedient you have to be to actually participate. So if you did not get the daily bold moves inside of your email, then that means you're not signed up. Make sure you click the link. I'm going to drop the link in the comments. Let me see if I can do that now. Drop the link in the comments section so that way okay. Well, I'll do it once the video posts, but the link will be in the comment section so that way you can go ahead and sign up, so that way you're on the email list and you're getting everything that we got for this month. Is going to be a phenomenal, transformative month, and I already see it. I already know it. I already feel it. The mastery level, that is an investment of $97. If you want to join at that level, we are going to do the actual deep dive footwork of getting you to where you need to be to start positioning yourself for profit. And that's what I do. You will get your start where you are audit. We are going to audit your content. We are going to get you in motion to start reaching the people you need to meet. You need to reach to start growing in your business, to start teaching people, to start impacting people and understanding why your story and your purpose matter. So coming in at that level is definitely the better way to experience this challenge. But if you're not able to do that right now, show up on these lives every single Sunday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. And don't just show up, do the work. Today's bold move for Sunday. Today, I want you to sit or stand with confidence for 5 full minutes. Don't be slouching. Sit with your posture up. Look in the mirror while you're sitting up and just pay attention to how you are positioned, right? Some may not understand why that matters, but your posture speaks for you before your mouth even. When someone enters the room and you're closed in and your body is closed in and you're slouched, like what does that say about you? It doesn't give the confidence that we want to exclude. It doesn't give that boss. It doesn't give that poise, right? So we want to be aware of how our posture is as women of faith, as women. We want to feel confident enough so that way when we're speaking, people feel confident right back. People are listening. People can't listen or people don't believe or respect if you're timid. And how are you supposed to pull God's people back to faith if you don't even look like or feel like, right? And again, it's not always going to start there, but this is why we practice it. This is why we practice it, right? Every leader starts from somewhere. Every leader starts through their pain, and we grow from it. Okay? So I want you to make sure you do that. And if you do that, tag me. Our hashtag for this challenge is bold like Esther. You can tag me on Instagram. You can tag me on Facebook. You can tag me here on YouTube. Every link will be in the comments and in the description. The link to sign up to get the notifications, the link to join at the mastery level, the link to also purchase a copy of Purpose Got Me Paid, which I highly encourage you to get, y'all. This book right here, every mom building an empire right now, every mom should read this book, Purpose Got Me Paid. Other than that, we are concluding day 1 of this challenge. Make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe to this channel, the Mompreneur Huddle. And I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank you for staying. Thank you for watching. Share this with a friend. And I will see you on Wednesday. Have a good one. And if I can come off the live, look.